Colleen Condon has been the chairwoman of the Charleston County Democratic Party for over a month now. In this special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I speak exclusively with her one-on-one. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. And subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Colleen Condon, it's so good to see you here in your new home in North Charleston.
Well, thank you. Great having you up here.
I appreciate it greatly. Obviously, it's been a month now since you were elected the Charleston County Democratic Party chairwoman. Describe Colleen Condon now.
Well, having a good time really understanding all the things that are getting done.
Yeah.
We are so fortunate to have precinct officers and vote builder officers and so many people who are working on components of the Democratic Party that it's really just finding where I can help expand areas, where I can plan fundraising to let us accomplish even more.
What are you working on right now?
Right now, we're working on the Blue Jamboree, which is one of the biggest events we throw each year, where we'll be having numerous presidential candidates come and join us in early October. And it's really going to be a fun, exciting time. Now, having so many people in South Carolina where we're going to get to help pick the next president of the United States is really exciting. I
know that you talked about precinct officers. How many are we talking?
Well, we've got 180-something precincts in Charleston County. And with it, we're working to really reorganize each precinct this year. We're going to put ourselves in the best position possible for next year. Of course, we won Michael Miller this year countywide. We won several state house seats, including Representative Crystal Simmons and J.A. Moore. So when we look at those areas and then the areas where we believe we have a good opportunity for victory next year, we're really working to really organize neighborhood by neighborhood. It is something that the Democratic Party, I believe, really represents the values of hardworking Americans, and we're focusing on health care and living wage and ability to get great jobs. So we're working on that across the county.
You talk about, obviously, neighborhood by neighborhood. How many neighborhoods are we talking here?
Well, all across the county. We're really fortunate to have multiple geographical groups. Nowadays, while there's the Democratic Party in Charleston County, there's a West Ashley Dems that meets at least monthly. There's an East Cooper Dems that meets regularly. North area, Sea Island, James Island, and Folly Beach, Peninsula Democrats. Democratic Women. There's a Drinking Liberally group for those who want that. There's a Democratic Book Club. We have so many groups that are meeting. There are lots of opportunities for people to get involved in the Democratic Party.
And obviously, since you've been the chair, how much money have you been able to raise?
Well, we're really in good stead to be raising at least as much as last year.
And what was last year?
Last year we raised $100,000. Brady and his team raised more than it has ever been raised by a county Democratic Party in South Carolina before. And we're on pace to do that again this year.
How do you do it this year?
Well, we're very fortunate to have lots of people who believe in our causes. We've talked to them about wanting to have really the best Blue Jam ever. So we've already got some sponsors lining up for that. We've already got some folks who are ready to help us with the new office. We're going to be opening a year-round office in the fall. That we're going to have a very visible presence downtown. Uptown probably is going to be a fit, but we're still looking for the right office. And so I think going to be in a great position to really make sure our volunteers have all the tools and resources they need to get out our message effectively across the county.
You talk about that office. How much would that cost the average taxpayer?
Well, it's not going to cost the taxpayer anything because it will be being donated by sponsors who are participating in it.
And how much would you hope to get from the sponsors?
Well, it depends on what we need to raise. I feel good. We're in good shape with raising money already, and it depends on what our office needs are. So we're looking at that right now.
I know you were trying to reach 100,000 for the Democratic Party per se, but when you put that aside, how much would that cost for the office?
Well, it really depends on what, the office, after all, doesn't just take a rental unit. It also takes electricity and cable and all those things. So, with it, we're working through and looking at options right now, so we'll be able to nail those costs down.
You talk about, obviously, earlier about the issues of health care and livable wages. What is the average livable wage in Charleston County when you think of it?
Well, certainly we know that there are many people who are still making less than $15 an hour. And if you're not making $15 an hour, you don't have any hope for being able to have housing in Charleston County. You need to have a full-time job making at least that, and you really need two people doing that to be able to have a place where you can raise your children.
Okay.
So when we're talking about having safe working environment, a good working environment with decent pay, health care included in it, that's something that affects all communities. But as you mentioned earlier, specifically affects some of our African American and Latinx communities at a higher rate. And so that's something the Democratic Party is taking on as an issue. We are going out and reaching out to a variety of communities to see how the Democratic Party can help serve people better. Registering voters, helping understand their issues, helping bring their issues to our state legislators.
And what issues do you want to bring to the state legislators right now?
Well, certainly it's disappointing about the fetal heartbeat bill. Now, it is now being pushed through the state house that someone may not even know they're pregnant, and it's already too late for them to have any options available to them. So that is an issue we're working on. Certainly the workplace discrimination bill, it's disappointing how little attention it's gotten. The hate crime bill that unfortunately, while proposed by Representative Gilliard, has not even been heard in the Judiciary Committee.
Okay.
So there are a lot of issues that we're working on across Charleston County, and it's wonderful to have a great cross-section of folks who are helping push all these issues.
And you talked earlier about health care and obviously livable wages. What does that look like for the LGBT community in your mind?
Well, as president of AFA, the Alliance for Full Acceptance, I'm well aware that LGBTQ people suffer at a higher level job discrimination, either discrimination or feared discrimination in their medical care. So really those key issues that affect most Americans are also top of the list for the queer community.
And I know earlier you talked about trying to set a record to raise money. How much money do you want to raise in the next 5 years?
Well, really, it's I'm looking at the next 2 years, and we anticipate being able to raise well over $100,000. I've got a goal of $150,000 to include staffers that'll be on the ground helping with the county party and the state party to get the vote out for all races across the county next year.
And you said next year. How many seats do you want to take back or capture in your mind?
When you look at the numbers, it seems like there's probably a solid 3 state Senate seats that we ought to be able to take back, potentially 4.
Okay.
Certainly, Michael Miller did great statewide, countywide, as well as the 2 North Charleston seats that we took. I think there are definitely a couple of countywide seats that we're going to probably win next year. And honestly, we're looking at 4 different countywide seats right now.
Colleen Condon, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Absolutely, Quintin. Thank you.
Thank you.